Wanna get some give me loot, get me some ARB. Wanna give me some but give me some with the ARB. Wanna get some give me loot, get me some ARB. Wanna give me some but give me some
give me ARB, give me ARB.
Wanna get some give me loot, get me some ARB. Wanna give me some but give me some with the ARB. Wanna get some give me loot, get me some ARB. Wanna give me some but give me some wanna get some
And I wanna get my arm, and I wanna get my ARB. Wanna get my ARB, wanna get my ARB. Just give me the arm, give me the arm.
wanna get some
And I get the gear, wanna give me some arm. Just give me ARB, give me ARB, give me ARB. And I wanna get my arm, ARB. Wanna get my ARB, wanna get my ARB. Just give me the arm, give me the arm.
What's up, crypto arbitraging family? Hey, just doing a quick little update for you. There's been so much going on with arbitraging, and I am still kicked out of my main channel for a few more days. I might post this up on there when I get back up, but this will be on my backup channel nonetheless. Also on BitChute and DTube. Anyway, arbitraging is killing it. I am loving it. These guys are just, you know, they're the cat's meow. They're as good as it gets. Let's take a look at the price real quick. It's hanging out at about $2.10. Look at this volume. This is today. Let's go to the 1 day. It's loading up, taking its time. Whenever you got these the screen capture software going, it really slows everything down. But look at this volume. Man, what a great increase in volume we had going here. Wow, look at that. Just went from 34,000 all the way up to 50,000 really quickly. Pretty awesome. And that's the USD price there. Let's head over to 7 days, and even with there you can see that big spike in volume here, but the price has been hanging out over good for the week. Looks like about $3 was the highest. Got another 246 here, all the way down to 171. Wow, I didn't realize we got that far. I didn't realize it actually broke $2, but there it is. This is Coin Paprika, killer site. I use it for all sorts of things, keeping track of all of my favorite coins. I got them all stacked up together, and just a great place for information, to follow the charts and all that great stuff. Again, Coin Paprika, fantastic place, and they got ARB all listed there. All right, let's head over to Telegram and start there. This is going to be about the DApp that they got going. The vault, as you know, the vault has opened. It's nothing new to you guys, I'm sure. Here we go. Dear community, 24 hours ago, we launched our smart contract. This was on the 18th. The testing has been going for many weeks and months before the final release, as we wanted to deploy world's most secure, flawless, and first of its kind 0% risk smart contract in history. The only truly 100% decentralized contract out there. As you can see, the goal was achieved successfully. We built something great here for you, but all of that would be impossible without you, the community. Only your loyalty to us and our responsibility to deliver has led us into creating something that no team has ever done. Judging by the DApp statistics, the Vault is considered to be the first DApp of such magnitude. 3,000 ETH in the first 24 hours of launch is something that no DApp in the history of DApps has ever achieved. We are thankful for your support, loyalty, and belief in our great projects and even greater community. There's so much more to come in the near future. Sincerely yours, Arbitraging. PS, we have already applied for listing on dappradar.com and are waiting their response, and I am sure they will get listed there. Pretty cool. Let's see, this Adam Hole fellow here, decent guitar player. Anyway, it's not good for one guitar player to comment on another. So here is a great video showing the power of MBot, and it's cool. He does a one-click $2,000 trade and makes 2%. What that basically is going to do is the more and more of these that come out, that is going to bring in the real money. The traders with deep pockets, the people who will come in here and, like you saw on that volume spike, who will come up, buy out the buy wall and use these coins to make trades, to facilitate trades, you do have to have, you know, money on the different exchanges and all that. Let me get signed in real quick in order to do that. Anyway, as I was saying, you do have to have money on different exchanges. You do have to have, you know, some $500 at least to have in your gas fund for ARB and all that. So, you know, the people who have the deep enough pockets to really make this thing work for them, they're going to be able to move this price quite a bit. And those of us who have been sitting holding these ARB, we're going to be in a very good place because they're going to need what we got. We have the ARB, they're going to need it. Price is going to go up. Supply and demand, it's the way it works. And the fact that there's only like 8 million something coins, I mean, we are spring loaded to go up. This thing's coming out. There's people making the trades. As I've always said, a month after MBOT, that's the time. That's when we're really going to see what this coin can do and where we're going to be as a company. And it's all very exciting. There's so much going on, and the gut is telling me very, very good things. Now, what am I doing here with my strategy? Let's take a look at it. When the price went up to $5, it went to $5 just for a minute right after they did the, you know, invite everyone over to David's house and gave the big meeting and released the vault. I went ahead and put in $250 worth of coin then, and that worked out really good for me since it's been down to $2. Obviously, and I've been pumping them out since then at $2. My A-bot has. That's a killer move, right? If I'm pumping them out at $250, I put it in $5. That means I doubled my money before I even put it in. How many days in the A-bot would that take? Quite a few. And that kind of gets into my strategy and how I'm working this. First, let's go to my A-bot. So I do have 400 in my wallet, and that's just sitting there. I got 1100 that I am putting in the vault, ARB vault, as soon as that happens. So here we are. So the way that I got this going, right? I have this on 50% reinvest, and you get your different reinvest. What that does for me is that puts half of my investment always back into the company, and that's what I'm doing. I believe in this company. I'm taking half of everything I earn and buying a bigger position in A-bot, and I just let that flow into A-bot. Now I want to keep this about 200 coins, this float here, and I want to keep that float for a reason. Because you see these spikes, we see these spikes up to $3, from $2 to $3, $2.50 to $3.50. During that time, it's killer to put in. You see what I mean? Because if you have say you have 200 ARB, say the price goes from $2.50 to $3.50, or even from $2 to $3, make the math really easy. You got a 30%, 33% increase. How many days in the A-bot would it take you to earn 30%? A lot of days, right? I mean, it's going to take you, if you average about 0.7% a day, and all these averaged out, that's about what you get every time I've added it up. Might be a little lower right now because we're at 24, and when I was doing the math, it was more about 29. But either way, you're getting about 0.7% a day. So if you can pull these coins out at $2 and then drop them in at $3 and get that 33% right off the bat, you know what I mean? You're 40 days ahead of the game. That's killer. You want to be able to do that. So the way I have this hedged out, I have I have this on 50%. So 50% is just dollar cost averaging me in every single day. My 128 here, which I will build up to 200, is for fluctuations. And if I ever see this thing fluctuate up to $3, I'll put those in at the $3 and then turn this reinvest off, and let this build back up to 200 and then turn it back on, go from there. Now, what I'm going to be doing with my half, the other half, right? Half is flowing back into the A-bot and the other half is flowing here. After this hits $2, which I will keep as a float, everything over the top of that, that's mine to take. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be investing into different crypto projects and into different ICOs, into coin, primarily coins and things that I want to get into, and I'll be making videos on all of that, and we'll see how much stuff ARB can buy me. It's pretty exciting, and that is my plan, to just broaden my crypto footprint with half of it. Half of it will always go back into the bot, so this will steadily increase. I won't even look at that I'm getting 50% and that's all. I'm just looking at that 50% is my pay. That's my that's my return. 50% for me, always reinvesting back into the company because these guys are going to be here for a while. So with half of that spitting out, I'm still going to be doing well because I'm getting about $30 to $50 a day, depending on where the money is at the time. You know, where the percentage is at the time. So that's going to allow me to buy a lot of positions, and I'm going to get into a lot of different projects that I like, and we'll be talking about that. And every 2 weeks, I'll be showing you a video of like what I've done with my ARB money. Anyway. Loving arbitraging. Let's head over to the vault. So as you guys know, the vault opened and it's a DApp contract. They take 2% of whatever you put in and spread that out per capita, or, you know, on as a ratio of how much you have in there. So if you have 1 ETH, you'll be getting, you know, 2% of what everyone put in based on the 1 ETH. If you have 10 ETH, you'll get 2% of everything everyone puts in based on that. There is no withdraw fee as there is with most dApps. Like with FOMO, you got the, you know, the fee going in and a fee going out, increasing everyone's dividends. This is more like a wallet with a dApp concept, right? You have this wallet, everyone's putting in is getting 2% taken out, distributed amongst everyone else, but there's nothing taken out when you exit. And that's killer. That's unique. That's awesome. It makes it much more your money, right? No punishment for extraction. So I have 1,100 coins that as soon as this ARB contract opens up, I'm dropping them in there. I'm leaving them in there until we're a good chunk of the way out of, through MBOT, at least a month after MBOT, and then I'll start plopping all of those into ABOT, and then buying into MBOT and whatever else they got going on with my profits coming out of that huge ABOT contract that I will have going, right? Because I plan for that to just really shoot up my daily profits when I finally get to drop those coins in. And in the meantime, being able to have them in this contract and have this contract paying out to me and being able to follow along with that and kind of keep the interest up, that's exciting. Now, the ETH contract is open. I didn't put in an ETH. I'm not long-term bullish on ETH at all. ETH is a use case. It's not Bitcoin. The ARB contract is a little bit tougher to build because they have to make it for ERC20 tokens. So that takes a lot of different coding and things like that from what I understand. So when this opens, I will be dropping those in there. I'm really excited about the ARB contract, and that's what I'm waiting for. Does anyone want to call me when it opens? I don't want to miss it. Anyway, so getting my liquidity built up to 200 coins is where I'm at for now. Once this hits 200 coins, and I will keep it at 200 coins, and I'm just doing this 50% reinvest, and like I said, wait for fluctuations to jump up. So like I was saying, sorry, I had a little glitchy action going on there, but as I was saying, I'm not really in the ETH contract. I think it's cool, but I am saving my position to go larger into the ARB contract, and for me, that's where it's at, getting as much ARB as I can. I think that this is a great way to build up some ARB, is to be in the dApp thing. And as far as like ERC20 tokens, being able to put them in a dApp, because after they have this one going, supposedly it's a lot easier to do other ERC20 tokens, because ERC20 is a hard thing to program and it's a little different than ETH, and that's why it took longer than coming out with the ETH dApp. Now, when they come out with other ERC20 tokens, and you're able to to do the same thing with them, 2% in, free withdrawals, it's going to be huge, man. These guys are really setting themselves apart. They're not making anything off of that, as I'm sure you've heard. It is just a way to build value and to build loyalty amongst the community, and just to get everyone over there. The other thing that it's going to do that is going to put a nail in the coffin for a lot of these dApp games. And like during the ICO, I had made a video about what's best for your ETH. Buying ARB at 70 cents or whatever it was at the time, 40 cents, or buying into P3D. And of course, I said buying ARB is what you should be doing, not buying into P3D. But a whole bunch of money that probably would have went into arbitraging went into that dApp, went into the P3D.
So basically what this is going to do is it's going to knock a bunch of these new dApps off of the table and free up a lot of that crypto money to go ahead and flow on over into ARB. At least that's what I'm thinking. All right. Anyway, real quick on my strategy one more time. Got it on 50% reinvest. The 50% reinvest, I'm going half of that is staying going back into my bot to create more and more passive income. I'm just basically treating that 50% that I have it on as that's my income. The other 50% will just always build up and I won't even look at it. I'll just, my portion will get taller. Now I'm keeping the float down there, 200 coins, so that when it, goes up $1, down $1, 75 cents, I'm able to grab a hold of those opportunities and able to get 30% instead of 1%. Every time that's depleted, so every time I see an opportunity and I throw those 200 coins in, I'm going to turn the reinvest off until I build back up my 200, and then I'll keep on with my strategy. That will allow me the best of both worlds, that you are able to, have those fluctuations to drop into the bot all at one time. As we know, a bunch of people were pulling in and out of the bot, and a lot of people got wrecked doing that and didn't work out so good. This is a lot safer. It's a lot safer strategy where you are basically hedging, but you're hedging in both, you're hedging for both situations, whether the price rises or doesn't rise. Whatever it is, you're set, you're there to profit. Anyway, so I'm not touching my big hodl. My big hodl is that 1,100 coins. I'm going to be putting that into the dApp, and that's where I'm going to leave it until at least a month after ABOT, as I had said. Like I was saying, limited supply. That 8 million, that low supply that we got, that's what's going to power this through and really profit for all of us. This isn't like BitConnect, guys. BitConnect never had YouTubers over at their house. As you know, the BitConnect guy just got arrested in India. There's a reason. there's a reason that all that fell apart, and the fact that we have a David Peterson, the fact that we have him there above board, people can go look at his go to his house, have a barbecue, and look at the evidence of these bots, and now they're making these trades on MBots. I mean, this is we're in a great place, guys. We're in a great place. Last thing that I'm going to say is why we do all this planning. We do all this planning, we do all these mapping out the different strategies that we have, because you need a plan. You've got to have goals. Without them, you have nothing. If you go up and down your street, as you've probably heard this before, and knock on every door, ask the people who's got a plan to move themselves into a better position, to double their income in the next 5 years, who actually has a plan. You'll find that on your street there may be one, and one is probably you. You're probably the only one with a plan. And that's what's going to set people apart, because you can't change if you don't do anything. And that's what I want to do, is help you have a plan, help you reach a plan, help you have a goal and move you there, help you build up future wealth. And, if you ask these people up and down the street, like they're saying, ask everyone on your street, only one person is going to have a plan. Maybe, and 1% of those people are actually going to implement that plan and do something about it. And another 1% of those who actually know what they to do will actually take action. So there's very few people who are actually doing something, and you are in that group. And that's why I give you guys these airdrops, the better airdrops. That's not for now wealth. ARB is for now wealth. That is for future wealth. As these things build up, if you're not in the game, you can't win. If you're not there to play, you can't do anything. All right, last little bit. If you want to get into MBot, if you want to be on the beta test, you can do that. Send a little message over to Arbitraging. Let them know. Go to your announcements in your, in the website, and it gives you a way to do that. You do need to have money on at least 6 different exchanges. You need to be willing to help people in the future, because that's just what they're asking. If needed. And you also need $500 in order to be, pay for the gas in the bot. So there's all that. As far as when I didn't put in, let's see, when the price went to $5, I dropped in $250. I was going to drop in another chunk when it went up to $3, but I hesitated, and that's just fine. But the next, now that I'm pumping out a lot more coins at $2, once it hits that $3, I'm going to go ahead and drop in another big chunk. So even a little fluctuation up to $3 would be great. And then people say, well, what if it went to 4 or 5? That's okay. I pump the coins out at $2. You got to gather some low-hanging fruit. You got to gather some wins. If you're pumping coins out at $2, you see it at $3, see it at $3.50, an immediate 30%, immediate 30% gain. What would most traders do? If you asked a trader, hey, I got a 30% gain here, should I take it or wait? They're going to tell you to grab it, man. And that's what I'm saying. Put in when you can. And use the strategy. I hope it works for you. It's working for me. As you can see, I got my stuff built up pretty high. Anyway, from knowledge comes action. If you having knowledge is one thing, acting on it, that's an entirely another thing. All right, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Crypto music. I'm going to catch you all on the flip. I'm out.